starting to look like Marina Mabrey has broken her silence finally about shoving Caitlin Clark.
I feel like you're trying to ask because now they're talking about investigations and now you're terrified. Now you're scared. Now you're shook.
Oh man, buckle up folks, because the WNBA drama just hit nuclear levels. Marina Mabrey, yeah, that Marina Mabrey, has finally broken her silence on that brutal shove that sent Caitlin Clark crashing to the floor. But is this her genuine confession?
Third quarter we go. They're trailing by 10. Keep an eye on her and JC Sheldon. Clark trying to back her down. Sheldon, that was Clark, hitting her in the face. Clark is upset about that. Then everybody's upset about that. Marina Mabrey comes in. She decks Clark. Tempers flaring on both sides.
Or a desperate damage control move now that investigations are swirling and the whole league's under the microscope. I'm telling you, this story is wilder than a playoff buzzer beater. And by the end of this video, you'll be raging in the comments.
Hey. I mean, is that displacement? I think it is.
Oh, and Marina Mabrey's going to get ejected. If the officials saw that, Marina Mabrey is going to get ejected.
Well, they're going to go and look at it. Look at Mabrey. She's got a scar on one side, a scratch on one side of her face, a scratch on the other side. It's not from the game today. I asked her about it. She's always in the mix. There's a lot of contact here. There's a scrape across the face. That's what Clark didn't like.
Stick around. I've got exclusive breakdowns, slow-mo replays, and the shocking truth that could change everything for 2025. Let's dive in. Picture this. It's June 17th, third quarter. Tension thicker than fog on the court.
The moment came in the third quarter after Fever guard Caitlin Clark was poked in the eye by Sun guard JC Sheldon while Sheldon was playing defense. This led to a brief scuffle between Clark and Sheldon. Actually, it led to JC just kept running up on. I watched the video again. I was like, why is she doing that? Clark is obviously trying to get some space away from her, and she made it worse, which prompted Connecticut veteran Marina Mabrey to come up and shove Clark to the ground. Is that what we're calling it? Because it wasn't a shove. It was, I'm going to drive my entire body into your body. That's what that was.
The Indiana Fever are battling the Connecticut Sun, trailing by 10, and Caitlin Clark, our rookie sensation, is locked in, backing down her defender like the boss she is. But then, bam.
And then Marina Mabrey comes out of nowhere and chucks her to the floor. Now let's watch this in slow motion. Here, JC Sheldon is guarding Caitlin, swipes her in the face. There's one. Going for the ball, swipes her in the eyeball. Caitlin's gonna have to start wearing goggles. And then Caitlin pushes her off of her, like, why are you still in my face? Marina Mabrey, bat out of hell, chucks Caitlin Clark to the ground.
JC Sheldon swipes at the ball and catches Clark right in the eye. Not a graze, folks, an eye poke that could have ended her night. Clark staggers, blinks hard, but shakes it off with that ice-cold composure we love. The crowd gasps, murmurs ripple through the arena. Is this intentional? Displacement? Dirty play? You bet it felt like it? The refs?
Now after this, you guys, of course, the referees are going to review the play because that's a lot of contact going on right there. That's a lot of unnecessary contact. That's a lot of non-basketball contact happening during this play, right? So the three referees that I like to say, they got them straight out of Sephora because I don't think these referees have ever refereed a professional basketball game in their life. They took these referees, they were at the monitor, they looked at it for, I'm not even exaggerating, you guys, like 15 minutes. 15 minutes they are watching this play over and over.
They glance, but play rolls on. No immediate stop, no flagrant call right then. Fans courtside are leaning in, whispering, did they even see that? And replay shows it all. Clark's head snaps back, no flop, no drama.
The announcers here are saying, of course, Marina Mabrey is gonna get ejected because that was unwarranted. She literally came out of nowhere and chucked Caitlin Clark. There should be a flagrant one, of course, on JC Sheldon because she swiped her and hit her in the eyeball. Whether it is intentional or not, you can still have a flagrant call foul foul. A flagrant foul called on you, whether you are trying to intentionally hurt somebody or not. But this is what they called, you guys. This is what they called. Caitlin Clark, Marina Mabrey, Tina Charles were assessed with technical fouls on Tuesday. Caitlin, Marina, and Tina Charles. Technical fouls. That's it. Technical fouls. That's it. And JC Sheldon was assessed with a flagrant 1 foul, and no players were ejected.
Just pure grit as she refocuses. But that missed call, it lit the fuse. The game's temperature skyrockets.
Mabrey concluded. So at the end of the day, it was a play on the ball when she did it, and I probably overreacted a little, but my teammate is getting hit, and I'm not okay with that. It wasn't like I hate her. Here I do. I don't do stuff like that. Everybody knows that I've never done that before. It's fascinating to hear Mabrey reflecting on a moment that vilified her to a huge portion of WNBA fan base. Yeah, Marina Mabrey, that was dirty. Let's just be clear here. That was dirty. You know it was dirty. You know what you did was dirty, Marina Mabrey.
You know that vibe in sports when officials slack. Next hit's coming harder. Benches tense up, glances fly to the stripes, and suddenly every possession feels like a powder keg. Fast forward minutes later. The eye poke's still burning in everyone's mind. Clark and Sheldon tangle in a dead ball scuffle. Clark gives a frustrated shove. Nothing vicious, just back off.
This not only incited several technical fouls, but it prompted Fever enforcer Sophie Cunningham to essentially start a brawl by grabbing and throwing Sheldon down to the ground 1 quarter later. Mabrey gets honest. 2 days after the shove, heard around the women's basketball world, Mabrey was heard saying, quote, "Damned if I do, damned if I don't," when addressing a commentator on the Instagram live stream who called her out for shoving Clark.
Sheldon barely budges, steady as a rock. No real threat. But out of nowhere, enter Marina Mabrey like a freight train. She doesn't diffuse, she escalates.
Quote, "I thought it only got upgraded to a flagrant 2 because of the way the fans reacted to it." Mabrey said of the shove on Clark, "They gave me a technical for it initially. I don't care, honestly. I really don't. Obviously, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to go after certain players for certain shit. Me and Caitlin were cool. Me and Caitlin have competed against each other in the playoffs. She threw me into the benches in the quarterfinals. We didn't go after her for it. She's competitive. I was about trying to get the ball. I get it. Throw me out of bounds. We got back up and kept competing." Yeah, but the problem is when this incident happened, you were not competing. There was not actual basketball being played. There was not.
Lowers her shoulder, sets her feet, and drives into Clark with a full-body bulldoze that flattens her to the hardwood. Clark's legs buckle, she hits the floor hard, and the arena erupts.
The green light is out. It's on Caitlin Clark from Kathy Engelbert. Y'all all know it, so y'all are taking advantage of it. Period. That's what's going on right now. And I'm glad the higher ups, people higher than Kathy, are now talking about investigations. Stephen A. Smith, major platforms are now talking now. And now y'all are scared. Y'all should be. Some of y'all shouldn't be here.
Slow-mo time, people. Watch this. Sheldon swiped to the eye, Clark pushes back lightly, and Mabrey? She charges in like a bat-out-of-hell Avenger, chucking Clark down. Not a shove. A body check.
When the officials don't get control of the ball game, when they allow that stuff to happen, and it's been happening all season long. All season long. It's not just this game, it's been happening all season long. This is what happens, right? This is what happens. You've got competitive women who are the best in the world at what they do, right? And when you allow them to play physical and you allow these things to happen, they're gonna compete. And they're gonna have their teammates' backs. It's exactly what you expect, right? Out of fierce competition. So I started talking to the officials in the first quarter, and we knew this was gonna happen. You could tell it was gonna happen. So they gotta get control of it, they gotta be better.
Announcers are screaming, if the officials saw that, Mabrey's gone. Ejected for sure. But guess what? They huddle.
Sophie commits a hard foul on JC Sheldon. Again, as JC Sheldon is going up for a layup, Sophie bear hugs her and takes her to the ground. What I will say is Sophie did not grab her and throw her to the ground. She didn't body slam her. She didn't do anything, in my personal opinion. Maybe I'm biased here, but I'm gonna give you guys my straight up honest opinion on this. She bear hugged her, took her to the ground. Yes, it was intentional.
And slapped technicals on Clark, Mabrey, and Tina Charles. Sheldon's poke gets upgraded to Flagrant 1 after the fact, no ejections. Mabrey stays in the game. The crowd's roaring, social media explodes. Timelines flooded with that clip. But why no instant boot? Crew chief Ashley Gloss later says it didn't look ejectable live. Fans aren't buying it. This reeks of misprotection for the league's golden girl. And Mabrey's defense? I was protecting my teammate.
A whistle was blown. It was a dead ball. It wasn't a live play. Stop playing games. Some of y'all gotta stop playing games and acting like we stupid, because we're really not. We're really not. Marina Mabrey, what you did was dirty, and you have fallen. Now see what it is you trying to get all the people off your you know what. Because we on you, we're not gonna leave it alone. We're gonna stay on you. We're not going nowhere. And you tired of it. So now you're copping pleas and trying to say, oh yeah, it wasn't. No, yes, it was dirty.
She tells reporters she probably overreacted a little bit. A little? Replay shows her squaring up, chin high, chest out. Deliberate as hell. Eyes locked on Clark like, feel that.
Ms. Clark's targeting may reflect a culture of disparate treatment, and the evidence provides reasonable cause for a federal probe into potential civil rights violations. Am I making it up now? Remember I said this months ago. Remember I talked about people being jealous. The Sheryl Swoopes of the world and others. Remember I pointed that stuff out? Remember I talked about the rough housing?
This wasn't instinct. It was a choice to crank the chaos. Clark's shove barely moved Sheldon. Mabrey's flattened her like a pancake. Disparity much? Public's furious. Dirty. Unwarranted. Blindside attack. Even neutrals call it crossing the line. And Mabrey? Damned if I do, damned if I don't. But hold up. Was this loyalty? Or something darker? The fallout? Fever coach Stephanie White blasts the refs postgame. They never got control. And she's right, fourth quarter explodes. Sophie Cunningham, Fever's enforcer, bear hugs Sheldon on a layup, takes her down in retaliation. Upgraded to Flagrant 2, ejected. Then Sheldon and Lindsey Allen get tossed too. Benches clear, tempers boil. A full-on brawl sparked by that unpunished shove. If Mabrey's out early, does this happen? Nope. Pattern here. Refs let it slide. Players take justice themselves. Hockey fights, baseball brawls, same story.
Your action caused an entire brawl because now Sophie Cunningham had to come in the game and get Caitlin Clark's lick back. She had to come in and protect her teammate because of your wrongdoing. You didn't have no reason to be blindsiding her like that. No reason. And what are you even doing this year? Are you even playing this year? Marina Mabrey, are you playing? I ain't seen you play in a long time. And y'all stink.